Welcome to Unit of Technical Analysis. This is WD Gann Trading Techniques, the playlist that we are following together. We have covered certain parts about Tunnel Through the Air, the book which has been written by WD Gann in a very mystical way as per his understanding and the details that have been told to us till now about the book, that is The Tunnel Through the Air, right? So if we go through the previous chapters, you'll try to understand we have covered certain aspects in that using astrology, and apart from that various other things like what are the interpretations of the book, and also try to understand few of the basic things from the book what Gann has tried to tell us during that part. Now here we are trying to understand few more things because it was not relevant at that time, especially because we haven't talked about the highs and lows which we came to know about through law of vibration last time. We have also covered that. Now we are going to further try to understand few of the cycles which have been talked about in the book, The Tunnel Through the Air, right? So this is chapter number 5, 10, 19, which is there, right? And if you go on page number 24, right? So this is page number 24, which is there. And he's been talking about various cycles together into this book. I'll just try to mention about one of the cycles because this has been repeating every now and then often. This is not only, this is not only repeating in the index, but I have also seen this repeating in many of the stocks together. So we'll talk about this cycle first of all, try to understand that, and on the basis of that try to see examples on the same part, right? So let's talk about the cycle. I'll also tell you what is the name of the cycle. Probably I've told you about in one of the chapters which is there for law of vibration, probably third or fourth, I'm not pretty sure, but yes, I have talked about that. So here he talks about that part. This is his first airplane was now completed, a small one according to the plan laid down by Ezekiel in the Bible, right? So we'll see further what he's talked about. The plane had 4 wings and could fly on either one of its 4 sides, right? Now see, generally when you talk about plane, that is the first thing, it generally has 2 wings, right? But here he specifically has 4 wings, and he says that on either side of its 4 sides. So it is like it can fly only on one of either of the sides. Now generally it's like when you talk about a plane, it can fly like on any of the sides, but he is being very specific. He says and could fly on either one of its 4 sides. So it's like the direction of the market is being talked about, that okay, it is moving only in one direction, right? And something is talk about 4 wings, so let's try to interpret that also. It had a new motor with 12 cylinders and could be operated either with gas, electricity, or compressed air. Now gas, electricity, and compressed air, it is all forms of energy which is there. So probably he's talking something about to do with maybe vibration or again energy which is there, which drives together all these things, right? The next part is he had constructed a wheel within a wheel so that he could lower his plane and land anywhere he could choose and could rise straight up. Now this is very important because he's talking about wheel within the wheel, right? We haven't discussed about the concept about wheel within the wheel before this, and through law of vibration we were able to discuss that, and that's why it was very important to take this chapter after the law of vibration chapter was being completed. So please understand that why things have been happening one after another, but probably in a sequence as such, because we wanted to first of all understand the cycles. That is the first part, and then coming back to this part, we'll see this when we come to the practical part. He had constructed a wheel within a wheel so that he could lower his plane and land anywhere he chose and could rise straight up, right? So he's talking about land anywhere and again go straight up. He's not talking about gradually, he's talking about straight up. Okay. One motor had a propeller in the center of the plane to lift it up, while the other motor started its direct motion, right? So it is talking about from the center, it is probably been lifted up, right? Generally a plane is like it cannot be lifted, you have to go probably, and then and an angular motion it goes up, right? So that is how generally planes are being flown, right? But here he is talking about plane being directly lifted up, so it is something critical which is there, and that too also from the center, right? So let's try to understand that. It was a great success, and the boy wizard of Wall Street was now hailed as a new Lindbergh of the air. there was an extra motor built with a collapsible propeller so that he could shift it from the center of the airplane to the tail, enabling it to go backward or forward as he willed. So it's talking about something which probably happens in the bull cycle as well as the bear cycle. So let's try to understand that. And further it says the wings were so arranged that they could either remain stationary or be set in motion up or down by motor. This was a new and valuable feature in the construction of airplanes. Robert's new invention was to build a silent motor or a muffler which could prevent any sound, right? He knew that this could be very useful in wars. And the current cycle which is there, he said that in his new plane, which he had named Saint Mary, the Saint Mary. So this cycle is about the Saint Mary as such. So let's try to gradually go through all the things together one by one at a time, right? And see what criteria have been fulfilled from this, right? So his first plane was now completed, a small one according to the plane laid down in Ezekiel in the Bible. So something about cycle which is there, probably this is a small cycle and there would be a big cycle which we come to understand from this part. So this is probably a repetition of cycles which is there, a small cycle, then a big cycle. So something is talking about small as well as big. So we'll see the smaller cycle also, the bigger cycle also, maybe probably together. The plane had 4 wings and could fly on either one of its 4 sides, right? So this is something critical. So what I'll do is I'll start from something probably on the low side, right? This is what we had seen previously. And yes, so this is our low, right? So we are again using Fibonacci, but probably in a different way, right? So maybe probably the first one, second one, then we get third, fourth, and probably what we see over here is from the low to the high, then we get a reversal and we go towards the target, which is 1.618, right? So this is the first one which has been coming. And after that, we also get a reversal. So this is probably together a part which has been completed. We have also seen in terms of price and time that the price time which has been required more of for this part, right? From here to probably this top, right? That is 2,348 points, and the price point which comes from this part to probably the lower part is almost the half of that, right? That is the first thing that we see. And one more thing which was interesting for us to just understand is in terms of date is, yeah, so it took somewhere around 37 days, 23 bars, and from the high to probably this low, it taking about 11 bars, so which is half of 23, and 18 days, which is half of 37, 37, 30, 36, 37. So it is probably coming out in the same way, which is there together. So this is probably a cycle that W.D. Gann talks about, and it is referred to as, again, squaring of time and price. So this is only one thing that we have seen. Let's try to analyze this from a different perspective, which maybe probably W.D. Gann is talking about. We are not 100% sure which is the similar way or not, because probably people have different opinions about that. So we are just figuring out what are the consequences, or maybe all the things which have been talked about are being fulfilled in this cycle or not. So let's try to see that one by one. So this is something that we have marked from our side. So this is the same cycle, probably. We see high to low and then a reversal which is being formed together, right? So this is the complete part from this one to this one. If you see, this is coming down to 37 days. And if we check from this part, probably only this part, it comes down to 11, 18, right? So this is the same thing. Again, price, I don't want to again show for that part because we have already shown this in the previous chart, right? So this is what it comes like. If we join the parts which are there together, right? So this happens. Now it's not necessary that you should be using probably the patterns which are there. This pattern has nothing to do with this part, what is been mentioned. So we are not trying to draw maybe X ABCD pattern, which is there for harmonics. No, we are not doing that. We are just trying to show the wings. That is the relevance which comes over here, nothing apart, right? So please understand, nothing more, right? So this is probably the first wing. the second wing, the third wing, and the fourth wing. So these are together forming 4 wings. So this is something probably of relevance to us, because he says the plane had 4 wings and could fly on either one of its 4 sides. Right? So here if we see, yes, it is going in one side, second side, third side, fourth side, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So probably these are directions which are there. Only at one time it could be going in one direction, opposite, one direction, one direction, one direction at a time. So probably this is something which comes into picture at that part, that okay, this is what he has been talking about. Maybe let's try to see the further things which are there. And could fly on either one of its 4 sides. So probably this criteria that we have talked about is just been met. We'll do one thing, we'll just draw a line, 4 wings, plane of 4 wings, and we'll draw another line rather than just continuing with that line. Fly on either of its 4 sides. So this criteria has also been met. It had a new motor with 12 cylinders and could be operated either with gas, electricity, or compressed air. So again, he's talking about air, electricity, or compressed air. So probably this is form of energy which is coming in, and energy is nothing like probably giving us the sides together. Probably for us, yes, this is a range, this is a reversal, and then the target which is there. Probably the range, then the reversal, and the target. So overall, this is a cycle which is being formed together. Right? Further, he says he had constructed a wheel within a wheel so that he could lower his plane and land anywhere he chose and could rise straight up. Right? So probably this is a small cycle that we know. So if we consider this as a whole cycle, or maybe how we talk about a wheel within a wheel is, yes, if we continue probably this cycle upward direction, from this point to this point, we come to know that, okay, this has specifically come down to 50% reversal. So we'll probably just try to draw that, take it at the center, or maybe on the right hand side. Right. So probably this is just on the right hand side, and we know that, okay, this reversal has been coming to the 50% location at such specifically. Right. So he says first thing is, he has constructed a wheel within a wheel. So we know that, okay, fine. If is a bigger wheel which is there, this is a smaller wheel which has been constructed within that. So what is the smaller wheel? Probably this cycle which is there, that is the first wheel. So I'll just write over here, first wheel, upside wheel, or upside cycle, or maybe uptrend FIBO. And I'll just mark it as number 1. So this is the first wheel which goes upwards. Probably we have a second wheel. I'll do one thing. I'll probably just shorten this. Maybe a bit more. That should do. And probably write the coordinates at the center. That should also be making sense. From right, I'll take it to center. Yes, better. Right? And we have a reversal cycle. So this is my low, this is my high. We have already seen this in detail probably in the previous chapters. So I'll try to do this and maybe probably try to take this, not required 2.414, 1.270 is what we require, because we know that, okay, the cycle has come down to those parts. And one more thing is, just try to take this on the right hand. Right hand side becomes a 2. Okay, I'll do this thing. I'll put this at the center. Or okay, center should be fine enough. Good. Come on, let's go. Right? So we know that, okay, fine. If this is the range which has been formed at this part, we get a reversal, and from the reversal we get an extension which comes down to 1.272. So this is on the reversal. So reversal is again a cycle which is being formed, right? So this is uptrend, again a cycle which has been formed. So this is one wheel, this is another wheel. So wheel within a wheel which is there, we can talk about. Yes. So this criteria again has been fulfilled as such. So this is an uptrend Fibo. This then becomes a downtrend Fibo, which we'll name as Fibo 2. Right. And this probably is my third Fibo. So this is range Fibo that I'll talk about. Range Fibo 3. So this is how it is. So we have 3 Fibonacci's which are there, right? So this is the first Fibonacci, the range, the reversal, and going for a target of 1.618. After completion of a target, we again have this range, reversal, and then the cycle going up, which is coming nearer to 0.5. So this is generally what we have seen, right? So we again see something which he has talked about, wheels within the wheels, right? So here we go with the second part. He has constructed a wheel within a wheel, right? So that he could lower his plane and land anywhere he chose and could rise straight up. So where did he land? He landed at the 50% part. So let's see if he's been talking something about in those terms, maybe about the 50% part, something like that, right? And after that, we can see that, okay, fine. If it just goes up over there, it doesn't stop, maybe probably just takes out the top. Right? So this is maybe probably like a vertical upward movement. Seer, so that he could lower his plane and land anywhere he chose. So what we get is lower his plane and land anywhere he chose. So this has also been done with, and could rise straight up. So as per our understanding, this criteria has also been fulfilled and could rise straight up. So straight up is, we can just assume that, okay, probably it has just crossed above the previous high, which is there. So the previous high has been taken off and it has gone upwards. One motor had a propeller in the center of the plane. So something is talking about the center of the plane. So we see that, okay, fine, this is coming at the center of the plane. So even if we consider the entire part, maybe from this low to this high, we get this at the center. So this is our center part, right? 0.5 is the center, right? So it comes down to the center, had a propeller in the center of the plane to lift it up while the other motor started its direct motion. So this started the direct upward motion, which is there. So again, this criteria has been fulfilled. So we'll just probably lift the plane up, right? And maybe just mark this one also, right? So we now see one motor had a propeller in the center of the plane. So center, we saw a propeller probably at this center. So he's talking about the center as a center of the Fibonacci, which is there. So we come down to this center Fibonacci, right? To lift it up while the other motor started its direct motion. So this is the direct motion that we see, upward direction. He could drive his plane backwards and forward. So what he's trying to say, probably he's able to drive it further, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward. Or probably this is a forward movement and this is a backward movement, right? So we can see both the things together, that he's talking about line by line about those things. So this thing is also been covered. Backward and forward movement. It was a great success, and the boy wizard of Wall Street was now hailed as new Lindbergh of the air. There was an extra motor built with a collapsible propeller so that he could shift it from the center of the airplane to the tail. Right? So this is one more curious thing that we need to see and identify. We'll read it again. There was an extra motor built with a collapsible propeller so that he could shift it from the center of the airplane to the tail. Now let's see what this is center, and then it goes from probably the center part to the tail. So, or maybe the point is been shifted, which was previously a center, then it forms as a part of the tail, right? So let's see anything which is there further, because we have covered something which is there till this part. And from here, if we see the further movement and then the reversal. So let's see if we have something more of on one more Fibonacci. So we have this high point, we have this low point, which is being this part, right? And if we see again, probably from the high to the low of this part, right? It is again coming at 50% level, right? So there is something relevant to this 50%. Let's try to read this again. There was an extra motor built with a collapsible propeller so that he could shift it from the center of the airplane to the tail. Probably this was from the center, it went up, probably it went down, probably more of like a tail or something like that. Or maybe the point which is there, this was the center previously for this part, from there it went further. So when it started going further movement, this became the tail, right? So I'll center becomes a tail, right? So this was previously as a center, but what happened is this center of this part, which we see on the Fibonacci, right? See the low, the high, and the reversal, which is coming exactly to the center part, which is a 50% reversal. So this was a 50% reversal. But what happened is with this 50% reversal, it started moving up further, right? So when it starts moving further, probably this becomes my entire part and this becomes just the tail, right? So this is what probably W.D. Gann is talking about. It was a great success. There was an extra motor built with a collapsible propeller so that he could shift it from the center of the airplane to the tail, enabling it to go backward or forward as he willed, right? So probably what he is talking about is this can go into, maybe probably we can see this in the bull cycle, and we can see something which is there in the bear cycle also, right? So yes, probably this is what the cycle is. We'll see. So we got 4 wings, 1, 2, 3, 4 wings, which are there, right? So we can consider even further if you want to go, maybe probably like a complete wing, then the second wing, third wing, and then we can go for the 4th wing also, right? So probably something which we would like to draw over here. So this is like my start. This is my second part, maybe my third. So this happens to be my first wing. Then probably this one, this one. So this becomes maybe my second wing in that case. And here further, probably it goes up, something like that, which we can probably, if required, we can work out on that way also. But just trying to have a different opinion. So we are saying that, okay, fine, probably this is the first and second wing also, which has been coming up. Probably if we see, yes, it goes further and probably then reverses, something like that. But yes, this is what we understand, that, okay, fine, this doesn't fit in. So probably the first action that we saw about is what it fits into for that part, because this then forms only the second wing which is there, right? So this is what we saw. And probably going over here, as we saw, this forms our 4 wings, which is there. This part comes at the center, and probably then we had this extra propeller which was been put up. So all the things are coming into place, coming together for all the things. So things were arranged that they could either make stationary or be set in motion up or down by motors. This was a new and valuable part which is there. So probably this is what we talk about the invention as such. And let's see if these cycles are been repeated more of further as such or not. So what we see is, we see a Fibonacci which is there, which completes its target. Then we see a second reversal, and this reversal is been formed in such a way that it comes at the 50% level of the Fibonacci. And after this Fibonacci, we see one more cycle which goes up, probably takes out the top of the previous cycle, and then we see a reversal which is again coming at the 50% part. So let's try to see if something has been happening probably in the future, currently something like that. So what we see is, we see a similar cycle which was being formed right over here. So yes, this is what we have marked over here. So we see a range, a reversal, and then a completion of target, which is probably 1.27 to 1.618, right? Then we see a range, a reversal, then the market coming down, right? And if we complete with this part, or maybe I'll just take this Fibonacci at the center. The center is only because so that we get a clarity, nothing more than that. So this, yes. So this comes at the center now. Right? And if I see from this part, probably till the low. So I have taken my low and my high over here, and I again see that this point has come down exactly till 0.5, right? Now, yes, we are not just talking about this part, but probably we have traded this cycle. I'll just tell you, 1st of July. So this is our Telegram group, the channel which is there. I'll just go to 1st of July because people rather believe in what we are doing in terms of action rather than just talking about things. This was 24th, 30th. This was 1st of July. So what happened is on the smaller time frame, yes, this was July, 1st of July, and before that this was June, right? So we got this exact reversal which was coming to the half range. So we have drawn this, yes, the first cycle, the second reversal cycle which is there, and the entire Fibonacci which is there on 1st of July, yes, it came down to the 0.5% reversal. And if you see exactly the range, the reversal which has been marked with a yellow cycle coming down, then completing the smaller cycle and then going down, which comes to the target of 1.618, 15,539. 0.5 is 15,559. So when it started going up, probably we had said to the colleagues of ours, you can see about the clients, where we said reversal 1.618 completion. This is the central Fibo. So central Fibo had a completion which is a range 0.5 completion, right hand side Fibo. So this is the right hand side Fibo where we say that okay, our 0.5 reversal has been completed. Previous Fibo first from left 0.76 support. So this was the support. Probably we thought it would be either talking or stopping at 0.5, maybe this line, or the 1.618 target completion. Bingo. We should see good upward movement, and we see that okay from here onwards, which is there from 1st of July. This is 1st of July, and from here onwards, this is what the market had been just going up and up. So anyone who had just taken up entry probably at this point coming at 15,500 and 15,500 for the sake of just telling. So now the market is at 18,000. So 15,000, right? 15,500 to 18,000. You can just do the calculation on your own, right? 4,500 points to be precise. And just to in a shorter time, we are just talking about in July. So July, August, and now we are in September. Just 2.5 months, we got this brilliant points which were there together. So this is not only the things which have been done, probably things are also been traded across. So probably selling puts which are there together, right? Gaining some points, gaining some further points. So yes, definitely you are able to make those trades and make money also in that part. So this is just one of the cycles that we saw. And as I told you, yes, this is on a smaller time frame. So smaller time frame, definitely this keeps on repeating. Why? Because WT Gann himself has said about this cycle as a start is a smaller one according to the plan laid down by Ezekiel in the Bible. So definitely this cycle keeps on repeating, and this doesn't happen probably in the index only, as we talked about. So this is just the index, which is Nifty for our side. We'll also take down other examples. Let's say, for example, we have, so this was our part. Yes, let's go to another example, which is Reliance. So Reliance is our, yes, this is one of my favorite stocks. Why? Because I keep on trading in that and earn good money from those stocks. Right. So probably I'll just reduce this. Yes. So we had a low. After that, we had a high. The market did come down somewhere around on 25th, 26th of July. and somewhere around on 28th of July, this was 26th June. Let me see that. Probably at times things have been pasted over there. RELIANCE, Reliance. So Reliance, we'll see in the month of July. So this is August. Before that, yes. So we say about the same thing. There is a huge Bollinger Band squeeze in Reliance in Delhi. So definitely this was added advantage. And as I told you, this came down on 29th of July. Why 29th of July? Because we got a breakout from here going from the top. So this was a range which was been formed. This was a reversal. Yes. And especially this has been there in the group. So probably to our people who are there and to our clients, we give this kind of information which is there. So from here it zoomed across. Let's say our entry was there at 2,406. From 2,400 probably, just to take approximation, it went up to 2,652. Yes, this was the target which was already being given from our side for the Fibonacci, which is there. And we also talked about the completion of the cycle also when it did happen, right? So that was also there. So again, the same part, we got a range, we got a reversal. So we took entry especially as per our details which are there, probably given in law of vibration. This the reversal generally comes down either at this part, or that is 0.236, or at 0.5, right? So from here it went up, it touched a target of 1.618, and probably it happened around 16th of August, 16th of August, 17th of August. So again, talking about Reliance, 16th August, 17th August. Yes. So we have again mentioned 2652 was Reliance 1.618 target. Let's see the reaction here further, right? So we were very much clear about our target. So the target was been completed. That is 2652, as we have mentioned over here. So yes, the target did came down, and after that we did catch with this reversal also, right? Now, what we do from our side is the calls which have been given. These are generally given to our clients which are there. If you want to get in touch with us, to definitely do get in touch with us. We will provide the ID which is there on Telegram for getting in contact. And probably you can also have this kind of trades, or maybe probably the course that we are specially prepared from our side for understanding the market, and then probably trading on the basis of that. We also do provide the support. So somewhere around again on 24th of August, we have created similar kind of trades. So this is this is 24th of August that we are talking about. So any kind of targets which are possible, probably these are only been given. Yes. Yes. So Reliance was okay, fine. That probably it will be coming down to the 50% level, which comes to almost around 2520.95. And exactly probably somewhere around it did come down to 2525. So probably this 1.618 target was being made across. We are expecting somewhere around between 2529 to 2520, and it came down to 2525. We'll just show you on the charts also. So here, if we see the low of this was 2525 coming exactly this to this 0.5 level. And probably from there, it started again moving up, probably took a support at the 50% level. So we did suggest our clients that, okay, probably we should be going up on the upside from here. And yes, probably the market is going on the upside now, right? So this is what we saw on Reliance also, that probably, yes, this was a range reversal which has been formed, the target which is there, and from this target, it again comes down to this 50% level. right? Let's check out with the relevance in terms of the 4 wings to be precise. So this is again our first part, the range reversal target, which goes to that part, and then it again comes down to the 50% on the bigger Fibonacci. So we here said the same thing, that yes, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. So this is nothing to do with the Elliott wave as such, especially this is just because we don't have any other tools to be marked over here. So we have just taken those things together, and then the reversal which comes down to the 50% part over here, right? Now again, we expect that the market should be going up from here, and after that it should be coming for a 50% reversal. So probably from this part, it should be going up, probably taking up the top, and from there again, it should be giving us a 50% reversal. So this is probably today's what, 13th of September, and probably if you want to see this, you can come and see this in the future, which should be happening. Definitely, we are confident about that because these are cycles which have been formed. So this is the third example that we saw, 2 examples which we saw in Nifty only. So after that, the third example which you saw in Reliance, where we saw this reversal coming to 50%. So probably the first wing, second wing, the third, fourth wing, which has been formed over here. We don't want to draw the wings over here, but just giving an example here that this is how it has been formed, right? Coming down to the 50% level, right? We'll try to see one more example probably, which we have seen till now is maybe probably from the bottom. This, for example, was there from the bottom. This example again was seen from the bottom. Let's try to see something which is probably midway as such. So we'll give you one more example because midway is where you need to take down decisions and try to identify how cycles are being happening, right? So this is Mindtree, one of my favorite stocks. Probably it has given us good kind of returns, which is there, right? So Mindtree was probably at the low. So from low, it started moving up specifically, and yes, it has gone to the specific levels. Now we were a bit confused over at this part. Why? Because we had a high and after that a low was been formed. So we pretty much thought that probably there should be a reversal which has been coming up. And from there we got this candle which just touched around this 0.77. There was no reversal. There was no going up from there. So we had just drawn a line over here, and then probably we thought, okay, if the market is going up from here, we should be going upward. If it's going down from here, it will be going down. But probably we wanted to catch it somewhere on the downside, which we are not able to do. So what we did is, we just did the calculation. Probably from here, it went up, probably completed its target of 1.618. And guess what? After that, we thought, if the target has been completed, yes, we should just extend our Fibonacci over here. And after this Fibonacci extension, which is there, we should be waiting for a reversal, which comes out at 0.5%, right? So this was, so after this target, which was there, we get a reversal, which comes down to 0.5%, right? So this is exactly which it comes down to the 0.5%, right? And from here, the market started going up. So see this level, which is there, it comes down to 15,040 to be precise. And from 15,050, it probably went to a high of 5,000. So 15,050 to a target of 5,000. You probably just triple across your capital together in that part. So definitely you'll be getting good trades over here. Only thing is you should be having some patience. You should be following some other tools also regarding those parts so that things become easier and you find this tool to be used much more easier, comfortable. Probably they have to be done together doing some calculations. So you need to understand this calculation in detail. Probably you can just join our courses, get in touch with us, and probably we'll give you a feedback on that part and make you learn the courses which are there together. Okay, fine. So this is talking about WD Gann, the cycle which we have just learned across. It is called the Saint Mary, which is there. It talks about 4 wings specifically, and it talks about certain other aspects which have been given in detail. And yes, this is probably how it looks like in terms of the 4 wings which are there together. And then after that starts moving up, right? So definitely try to practice these things. And if you have any kind of doubts, please do get in touch with us. We'll again get back to you on a further video which is there. Okay. Thank you.